Good morning, Chameleon Wranglers. This is Bill Strand, and what the heck, why are there so many chameleon husbandry ideas and care sheets out there? Shouldn't we be able to decide on one way to take care of a chameleon? Well, maybe. There are idealized conditions for each species, and ideally, the care sheet would have those. Now, the reason why you see different care sheets out there and different husbandry parameters given to you is for two reasons. First of all, we keep learning more and more about chameleons and their natural habitat. And the more we learn, the more we try to tweak our husbandry so it can be the most effective. And so when you go on the internet, you often find care sheets that can be 10 or even 20 years old. And if those aren't the care sheets you're finding, you could be finding care sheets that were copying those old care sheets and are being brought forward. So they look like they're coming from recent sources, but they're really not. So you have this mix from the people who are pushing the husbandry forward and the people holding on to what they've done for so long. And it isn't necessarily that the established practices are wrong per se. I mean, if they work, they work. And if someone's been doing it for a long time and breeding, well, there's got to be something to it. Just because we change our understanding going forward doesn't mean that everything that was done before doesn't work anymore. And so you're going to have people that have been successful with a certain method saying, why in the world would I change when I've already been successful? That's perfectly valid. And then you have other people that continue to push themselves forward in the understanding of the species and husbandry. And so the kind of husbandry that you're going to run into depends on the person who's giving it to you. Now, this causes all sorts of tension in the chameleon community as there's this idea that there can be only one way to make it work. Well, the fact is that everything we're doing is a compromise. We have a bunch of functional tools like our lights and misters and foggers, but none of them are perfect. I mean, we split sunlight into 3 different lights. That's something chameleons have to adapt to. We split the hydration cycle into misters and drippers and foggers. Well, that's kind of just an approximation of what happens in nature. And so we've got all of these tools that we're trying to put together what happens in nature, and different people use them in different combinations, and they've figured out how to make different combinations work. So, is one way better than the other? The only way you can tell is by the results of the person using that method. And so that is why you're going to be seeing different care sheets out there and different approaches to chameleon husbandry. It is just a function of us as a community moving forward in our knowledge of chameleon husbandry. And that is a good thing. This is Bill Strand signing off. I'll see you tomorrow.